Hello, this is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I'm here live to take your U.S. immigration related questions. I am also here to hand out 2 free consultations, and I'm going to tell you how to do this, but I want to allow as many people to join before to give everybody a chance here. So I'm going to just wait a minute in order to allow individuals to hear how you get the consultation, because you're going to have to follow very specific instructions. Thanks so much for all the love. I appreciate it. Now, for those of you who are in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. I know that's coming up, so I want to say in advance. You'll probably see me next week, but it's now we've officially kicked off the season. So, school is letting out and the holiday season is starting. You're starting to think about what kinds of dishes you're going to cook on Thanksgiving. Thank you, Miss Lackey. Same to you. Now, in order to get the free consultation, go ahead and call. I'm going to say the number now. So you're going to call this number and you're going to tell them a special code. Whoever calls the first 2 people to call this number and talk to a staff member. So when I say staff member, one of the scheduling coordinators, because we have many people who answer the phone, but the first 2 people to call and talk to the scheduling coordinators, that's either Jalen or Eleanor, will be selected for the free consultation. Call this number and tell them go live. Once you tell them that, then and you are the first 2, you'll get the free consultation. Call this number. For example, on YouTube, it's going across the screen, 561-405-4889. Call that number now, 561-405-4889. Go ahead and tell them go live. You're calling for the free consultation. Go live, and they will let you know. Now do this between now and 12:40. So I'm going to give like 3 minutes. Just go ahead, call now, and they will be able to, once you get either Eleanor or Jalen, and you're the first to get them, then they'll sign you up for the free consultation. So go ahead, do that now. I am looking forward to speaking with you about your particular immigration matter and your goals, and to assist you further. Now, nobody's losing here, though. Even if you don't get the free consultation, I am still keeping the link open for you to be able to get a substantial discount. So you can always go to the link in the profile and schedule your own appointment. Schedule your own appointment, and you will be able to get your and not getting through. I can understand the lines would be very busy right now because so many people might be calling, but it is going to be the first 2. So we'll hear soon who those 2 winners are. Now keep trying, right? This is going to be the first of 3 opportunities to get through. And each day is going to be a different instruction. So each day is going to be a different instruction. On Monday, you'll have an opportunity, and then also on Tuesday. So the 20th and the 21st. But if you really need to schedule your consultation now, go ahead. You can schedule it with staff, or you can schedule your own consultation. So if you would like to go ahead and schedule your own consultation, you will get 33% off of the consultation. And you have to use the code thankful for you for that one. Go to the link in the profile, go to the link in the description of the video on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, on Instagram, it's on the profile page, and on TikTok, it's on the profile page as well. So the bio. They always say link in bio. So go to that link at the very top. You can't miss it. You'll see to schedule your own appointment. This is going on until November 27th, and it's only available if you schedule your own appointment. So by all means, go ahead and do that now. Now, we've been getting a lot of good news. So we have one more minute, but I would think, so go ahead, try. But I am looking out to get news as to whether we've gotten that first winner scheduled. So I'll let you know by the time we're at the end of the live. Now, let's talk about some good news here, right? So I am, getting good news this week. I've been getting approvals. My clients who have been going through consular processing are now coming in time for Christmas and Thanksgiving. So it's really a good time. And one of the best pieces of news I've gotten is a client of mine, her two small children who she was separated from, can now join her in the US because they've been approved for their visa at the embassy. Because that's one of the benefits of the T status is you get the T status here in the United States. And if you have a spouse or children who are outside of the United States, they will have the opportunity to be able to come here on come here on the okay, I'm just checking here. Yeah, so they will be able to come here on the visa, right? So it is useful for families who are apart to be able to come to the US. So what happens after the T status is approved? The T status right now, I'm seeing it ranges anywhere from 6 months to 18 months. On average, it's taking about a year for them to make a decision. And how do we get the good news? So we get the approval notice, but sometimes we do get even the work permit before the approval notice, which is great. And when they get the work permit, it's going to be a 4-year work permit. At that point, we know that it's very likely that the family members have been approved. Now, if say the family members, they have issues as well. Say the family members, they were inadmissible for some reason. There's a special waiver that they can apply for to be able to get forgiveness to still come to the U.S. What's the T status? Okay, so let me backtrack for those of you who don't know what the T status is, because not a lot of attorneys screen for this in the consultations. I do, and not a lot of people talk about it. And it is really one of those game changers for my clients. The T status is for victims of labor trafficking or sex trafficking. And now I know if you don't know what the T status is, and then you hear, oh, it's for victims of labor trafficking and sex trafficking, you're like, the immediately what comes to mind are what's portrayed in the media. And that's trafficking is somebody being kidnapped out of a parking lot, or someone who is being tied down somewhere and forced to do acts against their will. However, trafficking comes in different forms, and this is where it's very important. For me, it has been a whole new level of re-educating myself about what trafficking is, because before I delved into the world of the T status, I too held the notion that trafficking was only related to certain types of physical violence, maybe threats, but it had to be to the point where they were being forced directly. And this is not what trafficking is. And I think that's why a lot of people are getting away with trafficking. Anybody can be a trafficker here, right? If you have an intimate partner who you are trying to leave and they are threatening you, they're doing, carrying out coercive tactics and schemes and being manipulative to keep you in that situation. You don't want to be in that situation, but they keep doing things to keep you, force you into that situation. For example, they may bring up the kids that you share. They may bring up the fact that you don't have your papers to keep you where you are. That can be considered a form of trafficking. If you are working for an employer and that employer is grossly underpaying you, that employer is pulling money out of your paycheck for all sorts of things, if that employer is clearly doing these things knowing you don't have a choice because they know your status and they know you don't have a choice because, or you feel like you don't have a choice because you don't have your papers, then this could fit within a scheme or pattern of coercion by the employer. If they're restricting your movement, say every time you go to work, they take your bag, they take your phone, they keep you, they tell you you can't take breaks. Those are schemes and patterns of coercion. Under immigration law, they do and policy, they do accept those types of behaviors against you as coercion to keep you in that situation. So it does the definition of this is broad, and this is where if you are going through a bad situation with your relative, with your intimate partner, with your employer, where you feel stuck and whatever they're doing is a reason you feel stuck and trapped, then you could have a T status case here. Now that I've explained to you in a nutshell what the T status is, I'll tell you this. In summary, if you feel like you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, but you feel like you're being forced to stay in that position, then contact me. Let's go over the facts and then determine what you're going through and whether this fits within the T status. All right. Hi there on YouTube. Hi. All right. So let's talk about what happens after you do get approved for the T status. So I think one of the most challenging parts of this process for my clients is the wait. There is a time where everything just kind of goes silent. I think that's the case for a lot of immigration applications. Things go silent for a while. And then you go ahead and you start to get anxious. But what I want to say here is that when we do get the news, it is well worth the wait, especially in this case where my clients, when they're applying for the T status, they likely had no other options available to them. So it does it takes anywhere from 6 months up to 18 months, but I'm noticing an average of about 12 months to get the decision, right? Now, once you get the decision, work permit gets issued right away. At the forefront, if you have any relatives who are living with you in the US, we apply for their work permit as well so that they can get their work permit ASAP. And then any relatives you have outside of the United States, we start to fill out the documentation for them to get their visa. And it's similar to how you would get a visitor's visa. You would fill out the form, fill out the DS-160 form for your approved relative. Then you'd go forward, pay for the visa fee, and then your relative, which we do everything for our clients and their relatives. So if our clients are outside of the client's children or spouses outside of the US, we do everything. And we schedule the appointment at the embassy. We send them the package they need to take to the embassy with them, and then we instruct them on going in and just guiding them through the process. So the latest client, the most recent one we've just had this week, and everything went without a hitch. And my client will be with her children, because one of the hardest things is being without your children. And I know many of my clients, they have been in that situation and they've made many sacrifices to be able to be with their children. So it is so gratifying to be a part of that journey, and to be able to see the end result and be able to be a part of that. So that's what happens in a nutshell. Now, after the T approval, another benefit you get to apply for the green card. There are two ways that you have to pursue this. You can wait until the 3 years, when you have, because remember you on the T status, you have 4 years. So you can wait until 3 years and then apply for the green card on the T status. The great thing about this is that if you've been forgiven for any past immigration violations or conduct offenses that you've had, that does carry over to the green card process when you're applying through the T status. So that means if you cross the border without permission and you got the T status, that carries through to the green card process when you're applying. So they're not going to then tell you you need an I-601 waiver for that. Now, if something happened after you got the T status, you're going to need a waiver. But if you asked for forgiveness while you applied for the T status, you got it because if you have T status, you got forgiven for that inadmissibility. And it means it carries all the way through to your green card. So that is also an excellent benefit of the T status here. Now, if you want to apply for it before the 3 years, then there is a process that we pursue. We have to get special permission from the Department of Justice through a letter, an authorization letter, to get to apply early. And then we start as soon as our clients tell us, I want to go for it early. Then we start on that process. Once we get the authorization letter, then we can move forward with the adjustment of status process. So the perk here is that you don't have to wait the 3 years. It does lead to the green card. You can apply early, or you can apply after the 3 years. You and your relatives who are here in the US with you can apply for it. Now that I've told you all the benefits of the T status, I'm going to go ahead and answer questions here. All right. So we have two winners here. Now, because of confidentiality reasons, I don't want to say the names of these people. First, I'm going to go ahead and get permission. I'll announce them tomorrow, but because our consultations are confidential, I'm not going to say their names, but we have the two winners here. So on Monday, and I'll first get authorization from them, just make sure that they're okay with the announcement, and then we can move forward. Now, can I win a free consultation? Yes, you can. Now, I just announced how to do it earlier in the live, and this went from 12:37 to 12:40. On Monday, I'm going to come on again, and I'm going to give special instructions on what you need to do to win a free consultation. We choose 2 individuals to do the free consultations. So we're going to be doing this for 3 days. So today, Monday and Tuesday, and then we're going to be doing it for an entire 5 days. So we'll be handing out 10 free consultations in December. So you'll have more opportunities. Just continue to join me at the specified times. I'll make an announcement again as to when we'll be doing it. Join me and then listen for the special instructions, and then you can have a chance at winning. But I'm still handing out discounts here. So you get 33% off if you go to the link in the profile and schedule your own appointment. If you schedule your own appointment online, you can get that. Now, is the consultation with you or a paralegal? It is with me. So I do the consultations because, as you can see, we have a lot to talk about in the consultations. I ask very detailed questions because I need to understand what your situation is, to understand whether I look at all the options on the table for you. all the possible options for you. So I do the consultation so that we can have a chat in detail and so I can determine whether you qualify. All right, so let me go to questions. I'm going to go ahead and go through questions as quickly as I can. Hi, it's nice to see you. All right. Does USCIS normally ask for an RFE without even sending you a reference number acknowledging receipt of your application? Not usually. Usually, you're supposed to get a receipt notice. If you didn't, it means something went awry somewhere, maybe got lost in the mail. You're gonna have to write them and ask them for the receipt notice for the I-36 and I-485. Um, how can I win the free consultation? So go ahead, join at 12:30 tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Monday the 20th, 20 or and the 21st. You're going to be ready. I will wait like a minute into the live for everybody to join, and then I'll give you specific instructions on what you need to do to win the free consultation. So that's how it works. So join me Monday and Tuesday at 12:30. Am I currently in the US? I'm currently in the USA. I want to transfer from H-2B status. It depends on whether you qualify. Do you qualify through family, employment, humanitarian means to go from H-2B to another status? I was working with a company before, which at this moment my work permit is expired from 3 months ago. Can I get a next work permit? At the moment, it depends. Now, work permits don't just, you can't just apply for a work permit, and no, the employer can't just get you the work permit either. It's not that simple where you can just apply for a work permit application by itself. You need to make sure that you qualify in some way, and join me in my lives, because that's where I talk about a lot of the ways to qualify. Do you get a travel permit with the T visa? No. So if you have a the T visa is one thing, because the person is coming from outside in, so they get a visa. But when you have T status, you're not able to leave if you leave the country, you lose your you lose your status, and you have to reapply at the embassy. Now, while you're applying for the green card, it's mixed, because there is a risk that you could have problems with traveling. But while you're applying for the green card, you could be issued a travel document. Now, during the Trump administration, they would question, why is it you're traveling when you made an argument that you would have extreme hardship if you went back to your country. Now it's not so much of a problem, but during the Trump administration, it was. So it just depends on what's going on in the current climate right now. But while you're on the T status, you're not going to be able to travel. If I get the I-751 petition to remove conditions on residents, what else should I do, and how long does it take? So once you properly apply, you'll get the extension, and you have to just wait on correspondence to either get the interview or a decision. Um, how long does the VAWA process take? I filed in February 2023. So the VAWA process can take up to 3 years total. But if you apply for adjustment of status, you'll get the work permit in between. So you'll get it at about 8 months to 12 months. Can a parent with a green card adjust the status of her undocumented child that is over 21? The short answer is no. However, there's a more complex process, but it's not going to include adjusting status or getting the work permit. All right. I think we're the victim of employer trafficking in the past. That's why we got out of status. Can we still apply for TSTA? Absolutely. There is no deadline on applying for this. I have gotten approvals for this from 1996 for wrongdoing to my client from 1996, as far back as 1996. So give us a call. We want to know, and you want to get on this, to make sure you're early in the process. They have policies that assist people like you to be approved. So let's talk. Yesterday, make 3 years. I filed my VAWA case and get all the benefits. On September 2021, I get an update said correspondence was received. They are reviewing it. I don't hear anything, so it does take a while. 3 years is definitely on the brink here. Okay. I'm on TikTok now, and then I'm gonna have to head out. You Now, you ever have a problem with clients traveling, advanced parole, and I-485 pending? So, no, I mean, we've had cases where our clients, in this case, they are put in the secondary inspection. That can be nerve wracking. But the reason we have we don't tend to have problems with clients traveling is that we make sure we advise each of our clients, we check their status before they leave. So, they're usually at a low risk. If we feel they're high risk, then we go ahead and um, tell them don't travel. Can I travel out of the country with stamp in my passport, I-551 stamp? Yes, so it is evidence of your green card, but make sure you don't have any other risk factors involved. Thanks so much, Tracy. I appreciate that. My son was approved since March, and I haven't gotten um, anything. What's T status? I answered that. Um, you're welcome. It's always nice to give good information. All right. So I don't see any more questions. Let me see. One more question, and then I have to head out. My 3-year T visa mark is 8/02/25. How long I should wait for prior to green card application? So you're gonna have to wait for the 3 years, but if you want to start right away, it just depends on what process you went through to get to the T. Give us a call. We can help you to adjust status early, but we need to understand what the situation is. So give us a call. All right, that's going to be it for me today. I am going to be back on Monday, so 12:30. That's where free consultations will be handed out again, and then I'll just check with our individuals who want to make sure that they're okay with the announcement, because it's a confidential. So we always treat everything with confidentiality, and if they don't wish to have their names disclosed, we can't. But we are looking forward to getting more winners. So 4 more winners, and then we have 10 more winners coming in December. So stay tuned. Looking forward to speaking with the both of you. If you're here, you're watching, congratulations. I'm looking forward to speaking with you in the consultation very soon. All right. Have a good one. See you Monday. Bye bye.